Welcome to my Smellinger, one of the off-grid homesteads at the Lammas Ecovillage in Pembrokeshire. It's midsummer and these days it feels like paradise, but it didn't always feel this way.
Back in 2009, this whole place was just a field. And now it looks like this.
Over the years we have shaped and planted and composted, turning a windswept field into a mosaic of microclimates, with each little area playing a different role, offering a wide range of harvests throughout the year. This is our main rainwater harvesting pond, and one of its roles is as a biomass producer. Pond plants grow much faster than terrestrial plants, and this pond would quickly choke up with weeds if we didn't harvest them. And so we pull out certain plants, and then we use them to mulch and feed other crops, cob nuts in this case. Over time, these pond reeds will break down and feed the soil, helping to boost our cob nut harvest. In the gardens, some of the vegetable crops are doing well. Others, though, have had a challenging year so far. Early summer was cold and wet, and as a result, many of our young pumpkin plants didn't make it. This is in fact our third sowing of the year for outdoor squash. We aim to grow winter hardy varieties to see us through the cold months. All being well, these new plants will catch up before long. Livestock play an important role on our holding, helping us to manage the land and build fertility. Our goats turn an abundant low-nutrient crop, grass, into a nutrient-rich manure, crucial for growing pumpkins. They also provide milk, and this time of year there is such an abundance that we're able to make cheese. But above all that, they are our companions on this journey. All sorts of other animals live in the goat barn. The swallows are having a successful year raising their young. These birds overwinter in Africa and then come here for the summer to feed and to breed. In a good season, they will raise 2 batches of young, and this first batch is nearly ready to fly. Summer also provides an opportunity to build up our infrastructure. This is our new tool shed. Whenever we are doing construction, we make sure to build in opportunities for wildlife. We are installing a turf roof on this shed, which will support wildflowers, insects, and birds. For us, it's really important to create space for our animal cousins. When we built our house, we installed an owl box in the attic. For the most part, we don't see the birds. They're shy and nocturnal, but this year they've been popping up everywhere. This barn owl pair have raised 3 chicks, and they are learning to fly now, but sometimes they don't make it back to the nest box in the morning, and they end up in all sorts of places. On the ground, on the barn walkway, in the bushes, and even in our compost loo. Meanwhile, the parents do their best to keep a watchful eye on things. One of the joys of living so close to wild nature.
It's been a privilege really to have had the opportunity to take a field and transform it into something diverse and abundant, and it's been remarkable to witness the wildlife return. And so we do what we can to share what we have. We run a wide range of courses. I run courses in off-grid homesteading.
And we also offer a whole range of practitioner and self-development journeys for people, because at the core of everything we do is relationship. Relationship is key. How we relate to ourselves, how we relate to the natural world, how we relate to life. And so what's so important about relationship is our relationship with our inner nature and our relationship with outer nature. And when those two aspects of this experience that we live come into alignment, then there is a profound peace that arises. And this is really what our work is about, whether it's being in relationship with the land and planting a rich, diverse landscape of fruit trees and vegetables and nuts and bringing in every pollinator you can imagine, versus our inner nature and understanding ourselves, understanding the limiting thoughts, breaking through those limitations and blocks so that our hearts can open and we can come into alignment with everything that is wholesome and kind and good within. This new paradigm that we're moving into is where the earth herself is honoured, welcomed as our mother, as the truth of life being recognised as sacred, as something to be treasured. Everything that we do is based on the community of life. Community of humans, community of trees, community of animals. So community is key. Relationship is key. How we relate to each other is key for this new world. And so at the heart of all of this is the premise of healing land, healing people. And so when the land comes back into right relationship, when we are in right relationship with land, the land flourishes. And when human beings are in right relationship with each other and with ourselves, we flourish. And when land and people come together, all of life flourishes.